A dog who was perfectly healthy yesterday is suddenly gone the next morning, and the truth is, this can happen to any dog, on any day. Hi, I'm Dr. Hachi, a veterinarian in Japan. Today's topic, the causes of sudden death in dogs. Losing your dog with no warning is the one thing every owner wants to avoid, but sudden death always has a cause, and whether or not you know those causes can lower your dog's risk in a big way. By the end of this video, you'll know what you can do to help prevent it. The last one especially is a disease most owners never think about. If you want to protect your dog from these hidden dangers, please watch until the end. Cause number 1, anaphylactic shock. You've probably heard the news stories. Someone dies from a single bee sting in people. Anaphylaxis can stop their breathing within minutes. From nothing more than one sting, it's a terrifying reaction, and the same thing can happen to dogs. My dog doesn't play outside, so we're fine. Is that what you're thinking? The moment I want you to watch most closely isn't outdoors at all, it's right after a vaccination. Surprising, isn't it? With anaphylaxis, everything comes down to speed after the trigger. A dog can go limp and lose their life in as little as 5 minutes. So here's what you need to know. How the signs show up in dogs. It depends on the situation, but unlike people, dogs often start by vomiting. Here's the usual order. First comes vomiting, or a lot of drooling. Next, they suddenly lose energy, go wobbly, or sit down. Then the gums and tongue turn pale, and the breathing can get heavy, and finally, they collapse. He only threw up once. Let's just watch him for now. If that's how you think about it, half an hour later can already be too late. So for 30 minutes after a vaccination, don't take your eyes off your dog. If anything looks off, tell one of the staff right away. Cause number 2, poisoning from something they ate. My dog puts everything in his mouth. I hear that all the time, and poisoning from eating the wrong thing is one of the most common causes of sudden death at home. What makes it frightening is that it's often something you'd never suspect. These are the 2 things I'd watch out for most inside your house. First, xylitol. Xylitol is a sweetener found in gum, mints, peanut butter, and baked goods. For us, it's safe. It even helps prevent cavities, but for dogs, it's a serious poison. 1 or 2 pieces of gum can be enough to reach a lethal dose for a 5-kilo dog. That's around 11 pounds. Once eaten, the blood sugar drops, and within 30 minutes to a few hours you can see vomiting and wobbliness, and in 12 to 72 hours it can progress to acute liver failure from 1 piece of gum. I know it sounds unbelievable, but it's true. Next, grapes and raisins. Grapes can cause acute kidney failure in dogs. The toxic dose varies a lot from dog to dog, but there are reported cases of kidney failure after just a few raisins within 24 to 72 hours. Urine output can drop, and the kidneys can shut down. My dog isn't interested in fruit, so we're fine. Sound familiar? What I see over and over is gum left inside a bag, a snack dropped by a child, a grape that rolled off the table, eaten in the 1 second nobody was looking. So even with foods your dog would never normally eat, swallowing something by accident can absolutely happen. If your dog does eat something, call your vet within 2 to 6 hours. That window matters, because while it's still in the stomach, we may be able to make them vomit it up. Once time passes and the toxin is absorbed, bringing it back up no longer helps. Let's wait and see for a bit, and the window for treatment is gone. Xylitol and grapes are 2 of the most dangerous things in an ordinary home. If your dog eats either one, call your vet right away. Cause number 3, heat stroke. When people hear heat stroke, most picture a dog collapsing on a summer walk, but it actually happens more often indoors. While the dog is home alone, you head out thinking he's fine inside, and a few hours later your dog's life is in danger. First, the conditions to watch for: above 25 degrees Celsius, that's 77 Fahrenheit, with humidity over 60%. Start being careful above 30 Celsius, or 86 Fahrenheit. It gets seriously dangerous. And some breeds need extra care. Pugs, French Bulldogs, Shih Tzus, the flat-faced breeds, their nasal passages are short, so panting doesn't release heat the way it should. A study from a UK university reported about twice the heat stroke risk compared with long-nosed breeds. And for French Bulldogs, about 14 times the risk. Senior dogs, overweight dogs, and dogs with heart disease are high risk too. Indoor heat stroke is more common than people think from early summer onward. I've treated several dogs who were home alone when the air conditioning stopped partway through the day when the humidity is high. Panting doesn't release the heat, so it can happen even at around 28 degrees, 82 Fahrenheit. If you see your dog looking limp, drooling heavily, or breathing hard, start cooling them down right away. Here's what to do. First, cool the whole body with room temperature tap water. Running water over them and getting air moving across the body is the easiest thing to do at home. Ice water isn't the first thing to reach for. The blood vessels can clamp down, and the heat gets trapped inside. Wrap them in a wet towel and point a fan at them. The evaporation cools them even faster. And while you're doing all this, head straight to your vet. I've met so many owners who went through something awful after one small lapse. Please take heat stroke seriously. That's 3 down. The last 2 might sound unlikely, but they're conditions we see more often than you'd expect. If you're thinking, my dog is healthy, this isn't about us. You're exactly who should keep watching. Cause number 4, status epilepticus, a seizure that won't stop. A seizure? Not my dog. I hear that a lot. Epilepsy is actually surprisingly common in dogs. The breeds prone to it include small dogs like toy poodles, chihuahuas, and miniature dachshunds. This is not a disease you can rule out, and idiopathic epilepsy often starts young, between 1 and 6 years old, so he's still young. We're fine isn't true either, unfortunately. So when does epilepsy turn into sudden death? That's a state called status epilepticus. It means a seizure that keeps going for over 5 minutes. Most seizures stop within 1 or 2 minutes, but past 5 minutes, they become much less likely to stop on their own, and the longer it goes on, the faster the brain is damaged. The mortality rate is said to be around 25%, 1 in every 4 dogs. That's not something to take lightly. So if your dog has a seizure right in front of you, what should you do? Here's how to handle it. First, time it with the stopwatch on your phone. Next, move furniture and anything they could hit out of the way. Their body moves a lot during a seizure, so this is to keep them from getting hurt. Then take a video treatment. Depends on the type of seizure, so that video is incredibly valuable to your vet. And if it lasts more than 5 minutes, get to a vet immediately. At the clinic, they can give an injection to stop the seizure. There are 2 things you must never do. The first, don't put your hand or any object in their mouth. Owners worry their dog will bite its own tongue, but that isn't something you need to worry about. The bigger risk is your dog biting down without knowing it, and you getting badly hurt. The second, don't hold them down hard. Restraining them won't stop the seizure, and it can cause fractures instead. And here's when it's an emergency: a seizure lasting over 5 minutes, 2 or more seizures within 24 hours, not regaining consciousness. If even one of these fits, call your vet right away. With a seizure, knowing what to do lets you stay calm, and when it counts, the only one who can save your dog is the person right beside them. And the last cause, heart disease. This is the single most common cause of sudden death in senior dogs. One study reported that over 85% of small dogs past the age of 13 develop a disease where the heart valve leaks and blood flows backwards. 6 out of 7 dogs. That tells you how close to home this disease really is. It's especially common in small breeds: Cavaliers, Chihuahuas, toy poodles, Pomeranians. A lot of you probably just thought, that's my dog's breed. What's truly frightening about it is that your dog can look completely fine while the disease quietly keeps progressing. There's a very long stretch with no symptoms at all, and it's not unusual for heart failure to have already started by the time an owner notices. I often hear, he was totally normal yesterday, and then his breathing suddenly got heavy, but small signs of it were there before that. The easiest check you can do at home is counting the resting breathing rate. First, while your dog is sound asleep, count the rise and fall of the chest for 15 seconds, then multiply by 4. That gives you the breaths per minute. Filming it on your phone makes it much easier to count. Next, write it down every day. Keeping a record makes it easier to notice changes over time. For a healthy dog, it's under 30 breaths a minute. If it goes over 40, fluid may be starting to build up in the lungs, so call your vet immediately, even at night. As for prevention, I'd recommend a heart check once a year after the age of 6 or 7, and every 6 months once a heart murmur appears. Listening with a stethoscope and an ultrasound of the heart are the most important parts. Caught early, medication can slow it down, and that may add a lot of good years. What makes this disease dangerous is how quietly it moves, with no symptoms at all. So starting today, try counting your dog's breathing. Small habits of observation like this can add real time to your dog's life. So, those are 5 causes of sudden death in dogs, and so much of it can be prevented just by knowing about them. Let's recap. 1. Anaphylactic shock. Watch closely for 30 minutes after a vaccination. 2. Poisoning. Xylitol in grapes are serious toxins. 3. Heatstroke. The risky time is indoors, home alone. 4. Status epilepticus. If a seizure lasts over 5 minutes, get to a vet. And last, heart disease. Count the resting breathing rate. If even one of these stuck with you, please try it starting today. This channel is all about helping your dog live a longer, healthier life. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thanks so much for watching.